Captain, the crew been worrying about your absence. Don't you want to come back in the hull?
Silence. I saw something in the water.
What is it, Captain? You spotted some swimming cod?
Nay, saw something blinking in the water. Come around here and you'll see.
When water encounters the face, the brainwaves become faster. Very interesting.
What are all 7 of you doing to me?
An added bonus is the regaining of consciousness. Sedate him before he notices his chest cavity is open.
What?
Zoom session started. Z-Boss is waiting in the waiting room. Z-Boss entering.
Dr. Zorg, I've been informed of an abduction of an entire human vessel during a water sampling trip. What happened, Zorg?
I'm sorry. They were looking at the blinking light, mandatory on all saucers. So we thought, why not catch 2 coconuts with 1 sack?
Wonderful. What did you find?
Well, the first thing we found while cutting the crew members open was a red fluid gushing out. So we just had to find the source. We stopped the bleeding and mapped out every pathway that contained this red fluid with nanobots. And then...
You are forgetting the analysis of your red fluid. Blood is a fluid in the human body that contains 3 things. Like 55% of blood is plasma, which is mostly water, proteins, hormones, and nutrients. Less than 1% is white blood cells and platelets. These defend the human body from infections and bleeding by attacking invaders and clotting openings respectively. Finally, 45% is red blood cells that are sacs filled with proteins that transport oxygen and carbon dioxide around the body. It is vital that every part of the human body has blood running through it in a constant flow.
I didn't understand any of that, so Dr. Zorg, continue.
Certainly, this blood goes through what we call the circulatory system. The circulatory system is a network of tubing through the body. It has a constant flow through it because of a central pump. The central pump is what we call the heart. So blood returns to the heart via the superior and inferior vena cava. The blood rushes into the right atrium as it expands. The right atrium contracts to push blood into the right ventricle via the tricuspid valve. The tricuspid valve closes shut and the right ventricle contracts. This forces blood through the pulmonary valve and into the pulmonary artery. The blood returns via the pulmonary veins to the left atrium as it expands. The left atrium contracts to push blood through the mitral valve into the left ventricle. The mitral valve closes shut and the left ventricle contracts to push blood through the aortic valve and into the aorta. The aorta vessel goes to the rest of the body. So really, it is 2 pumps.
But why need 2 pumps if you only need 1 to make blood flow?
Well, this is the time and place to talk about how the blood got those things talked about earlier inside of itself. Ziri, take it away.
Human body cells need nutrients, oxygen, and many other things to stay alive. These elements are entered into the bloodstream by organs. For example, your question, the right side of the heart contains deoxygenated blood. To oxygenate the blood, so that the human body survives, the right ventricle pushes the blood through the pulmonary arteries into the lungs. In the lungs, the arteries split up into tiny capillaries next to tiny alveoli. Between these 2 structures, blood gives off carbon dioxide, a gaseous waste product, and takes in oxygen. In the kidneys, blood gets filtered by having all non-useful solid liquid waste removed. In the intestines, blood, or more specifically plasma, absorbs water and nutrients to carry to human body cells.
And what about all this artery, vein, and capillary business?
I can explain that. Arteries are blood vessels that take blood away from the heart. And veins are blood vessels that take blood to the heart. Capillaries are the pathways between arteries and veins. They also allow the blood to reach all the cells in the body. The circulatory system is quite an amazing thing when you think about it. All of this complexity for an organic system. Now we can move on to the nervous.
Wait, what did you say?
All of this complexity for an organic system?
Organic? Why did we waste our time dissecting these animals? If they don't have time to replace all their organs with machinery, then I don't have the time to spend the megavolts on contacting them. Sorry, you've had your fun now. Come back home. We need you on a mission heading out for the 9L system.
Z-Boss left the main session.
The boss? The boss? Fine, I'll just dump the animals back in their pool.
I could have sworn a noodle man was yapping to me about something. I'll come back in to make sure my hallucinations are coming because of me drinking rum.